Dewey Beach is a fun town which faces real flood risks. The town, whose first mayor was a surfer, is just a 2-block wide strip of sand between the Atlantic Ocean and Rehoboth Bay. Nearly the entire town sits in a FEMA-designated special flood hazard area. Flooding isn't a possibility here. It's a certainty and happens regularly. And for a few years now, residents have complained about a van doing invasive code enforcement patrols of town streets, looking for unpermitted small maintenance jobs, like painting, plumbing, and drywall repair. But it's the building department's job to comply with federal flood rules to protect the town and residents, most of which have FEMA-backed insurance. None has anything to do with FEMA compliance or flood safety, so residents investigated and found the problem. The building department has no FEMA experts, no structural engineers, no certified flood managers, and it conducts no inspections of any of the work it permits. The van does no FEMA compliance or helps anyone, and this has resulted in an increase in resident insurance rates. The building department collects nearly $700,000 a year in permit fees. Large construction projects, new buildings, major renovations generate 97.5% of that revenue. That's plenty of money to hire flood experts and conduct proper inspections. But that's not how it's being spent. Instead, Dewey allows large developers to self-certify their own compliance with federal flood zone construction rules. At one recent huge project, a stop work order was only issued after residents photographed obvious violations the building department first denied entirely. The consequences are real. In 2022, FEMA downgraded Dewey Beach's flood rating. Dewey now has a worse FEMA rating and about half the FEMA scores than neighbors Rehoboth, Lewis, and Bethany Beach. Their residents get double the flood insurance discount that Dewey residents receive. Every homeowner in Dewey Beach is paying more because the building department isn't doing its job on flood compliance with FEMA rules. So where is the building department focusing its energy? On residents. The dedicated enforcement van patrols Dewey's 2 blocks daily, looking for residents doing basic home maintenance, painting, drywall repair, replacing a screen, without a permit. These small permits generate only $24 each, or $3,000 annually, less than half of 1% of department revenue. Yet they consume the majority of staff time. Large developers building in high flood zone risk area get to self-certify. Residents fixing their own screen door or hiring a painter for a small job get a visit from the enforcement van. Most towns, including Sussex County, exempt minor maintenance from permit requirements. FEMA itself clearly says routine repairs generally don't need permits. But Dewey Beach requires permits for almost everything. And the town's website and permit application excludes disclosure of the existing code provision, allowing exemptions. An exemption unchanged since 2005. 5 times in the past 2 years, the town council has been considering revising the 42-year-old code, raising the permit exemption threshold to $10,000, reflecting 20 years of inflation. But the real solution requires the building department to exempt minor maintenance from permits, approve the town council's proposals for a $10,000 exemption, hire actual structural engineers, FEMA and flood compliance experts, inspect large construction projects, and stop treating homeowners as the problem. It's time to get priorities straight. Flood preparation and compliance. That is what FEMA requires, and a coastal community like Dewey depends on.